In this video, we'll demonstrate how we can leverage incorrectly configured file share to drop a malware file and exploit a target system. In addition, we'll demonstrate how we can detect a potential backdoor on our target. So to get things started, make sure your Kali and Windows VM are turned on. You have the IP addresses for them. We're gonna go in and look into the exploitation section and then social engineering toolkit. In here, what we will do is we will go in and create a social engineering attack. We'll create an actual payload. We're not gonna do a listener. We're going to create a Windows reverse TCP interpreter. The local host IP address is 172.17.90. In my case is 130. The IP address for listening, I'm going to make 9,991. The generation of the payload will take a minute. And then what we can do is we can wait for it. It will be created. Once it's created, we can move it from the default directory to we're going to click no in here for type in no for starting the listener. We're going to do this from Armitage. So once we see the default location of this file, this kind of happened very quickly. But let's look through here. So we're gonna exit out of here. What happened very quickly and we didn't see is the location of the file that was created. The location is root set. So the file of the name of the is payload.exe. This is the file we created. So what we can do is we can copy this file to our desktop directory and it will show up here. So now what we can do is, because we have an open share, and this is a continuation of the previous video where we were able to anonymously connect to the XAMPP share on our Windows target, we can simply drop this payload, this malware file in here. Okay, so it's going to be payload.exe. Now, for this payload.exe, what we can do is if we switch over to the Windows target, let's see, something froze up on my, I can't escape, there we go, exit the full screen, and we switch over to the Windows target. We drop the file called payload.exe into our XAMPP folder. So if we go in here, XAMPP, we're looking for payload.exe, and there it is. So now before we can actually go in and start and execute this payload, in order to infect and receive a connection back to the attacker, what we need to do is start a listener. So the way that the payload is programmed is a reverse shell. Once executed, it's going to phone home to the attacker. We told it to phone home a specific port. So for this, we're going to leverage Armitage. I'm going to show you how easy this is. Let's see, go ahead and Armitage. There we go. And then from here, if you click on the Armitage menu, do listener, and do reverse shell, waiting for. You're going to tell it, you're going to use interpreter, and the port that we configured is 991. You're going to say start listener. Okay, so we're listening now for incoming connection. If we go to the target, we double click on the file, and this is, let's say we're an end user, there's a new exe, you click on it, or maybe you was joined to a game or word.exe or something like this. There's nothing indicative on the end user. Okay, double click and that's it. But look what happened here. Looking through the exploit menu, we see that we exploited the target. So from here, we open up a new interpreter shell, and what we can do is we can interact with it. We can open up and we can do, again, look into, different processes. We can look through, and essentially we can do anything we want with the target. And it was that easy. There was no just double click on it and that's it. That's all it took. Now, this is how this OpenShare anonymous FTP can be abused. What we can also need to look for is, if we continue on with our Nmap, we will discover that there is an open port 666 or 667, and this open port is essentially a shell. So from Nmap, if you look into the results, let's see, looks like Nmap was closed. So right there, we're seeing the port 6667. 667 is open disclosed. We're seeing that it's actually having C Windows System 32. That gives us an idea of where the shell is open from. So this is the location it's open from on the server. And what we can do is, how can we interact with it? Well, if we use netcat, or what we can do is telnet, what we need to do is specify the IP address of our target, and then the port 667, and C. OMI administrator, and if we type in the host name, we have full administrative access. It's the same command if we do telnet. Notice that these tools are in plain text, so anything you do, in this case I can't do anything you do will be in plain text. It will be detected. So these are the actual configurations. So if we're looking through, we see that anonymous FTP, misconfigured XAMPP, an outdated XAMPP software, misconfigured share, and it's pretty bad configuration for that target.